Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Okie Podcast. On today's episode, I have such an amazing guest. He is an Osage artist, fashion designer, creative director of Sky Eagle Collection, poet, writer, veteran. He is Dante Biss-Grayson. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Way, nice to be here. Thank you for having me on.
No problem, man. Like I was saying, man, I love your work. My wife loves your fashion, and I'm so happy that you wanted to come on and just talk, man, just have a conversation. And thank you so much, man. Thank you for making time.
Absolutely, always like to collaborate, fellow native creators. It's a great way to you know create synergy and get some good outcomes.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, man. I love just networking, man. And it's it's not hard, but once you get in this part of like the side of being creative and everything, then you really start seeing who your creatives are, wherever you're at and all over actually, because this person knows this person. That it's a small world. I'll just say that.
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
Well, bro, for the listeners, could you tell where you're from
Huh?
and where you grew up? Did you grow up there or move around? And then what kind of just led into all the things you do?
Sure. Name's Dante Biss-Grayson. I'm from the Osage Nation. My Osage name is Waseata, which means first son of the Eagle Clan. So I'm a straight dancer. I grew up around Oklahoma on my res in the summer times. My grandpa, my grandma, my whole family, the tribe, and my grandpa was one of the last full bloods for our tribe. And then I was actually born in Santa Fe because I'm a product of IEIA, and I grew up around, like we were mentioning, networking and all that. It was really nice because my mom, a lot of friends with different tribes and all that, from Alaska to Taos Pueblo, where I'm at right now. And so my mentor and adopted father, Earl Biss, he was also IIA. So I grew up around that whole crew, different studios, uh, and got to know Tony Abeta, and Alan Hauser, met him, and it was just cool, growing up around that. So I became interested in arts. I studied in Holland in the art academy over there, and I studied a lot. And after Earl passed, I joined the military, and I was overseas for 12 years in the Air Force and DoD contracting. So I traveled the world quite a lot. Went through 4 or 5 passports. Got to see a lot of the world. A lot of the world I didn't want to see, but definitely interesting to see how people live out there. And then came back, had a really acute case of PTSD, which I'm still dealing with, and just kind of remembered, my creations, my art, and just hunkered down and opened my studio and started painting. And then I found out about the MMIW issue, the missing murdered Indigenous women, and that was right around the time. I wasn't really a social media person. It was like, oh, there it is. But during the pandemic, and then I found out about MMIW, and I was like, well, I need to do something. It's like I've been in combat zones, and I wanted to have a new mission.
Hmm.
So want to protect my daughter, my wife, and my sisters and my aunties, and my grandma, and elders. Protect the tribe, that type of deal. So obviously we can't just raise arms and storm DC anymore. So there's other ways to do it. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Just throwing it out there. But if we really want our land back, there is a way. But I don't think we need to take it to that point. Art and then fashion. So I was using fashion as like a way to advocate awareness and action. And I come from kind of like the theater world and the fine art world, so I'm kind of an anomaly as far as native fashion goes. But it's my perspective is just I enjoy the designs. A lot of people have reached out to me and are like, we really love what you're doing. So I've given back a lot. I've donated a lot. And here we are. It's happened fast and furious, like since the pandemic. Like 3 million views on social media, and now I'm opening a shop with my wife here in Taos, New Mexico. So it's pretty awesome. You know, things just, if you just keep on pressing on, just stay true to who you are. It's been a good journey, you know, and this is only chapter 1 in my mind.
Wow. Yeah, man. That's so true. You got to just keep going, just keep grinding for what you want. And because it takes a while, and people just think, you know, it's going to just happen overnight, but man, it does not happen overnight. And
Yep.
I get crazy questions like, when are you gonna sell your podcast? And like, I was like, I'm not even a year in. Like,
Yeah,
it's
me.
doing really good, but like, I don't think I could sell it. You know, like, I love like hearing these stories, and I love pushing out creatives, and you know, I just love conversating too. You know, and I get to know people, and you know, it's a really great job. You know, so it's like talk radio, I guess, but without the music. But
Yeah.
we're our own thing, you know, like I'm my own thing. Like I don't have to answer to nobody, you know, and I could just grab whoever I want and bring them on. So, but man, it's awesome, man. It's awesome what you're doing. And and I didn't really look at your views like that, you know, like 3 million views, but you know, I've been like checking out your artwork, and I missed you in Santa Fe. We went out to Santa Fe this year, and I seen you were set up in the La Fonda.
Mm-hmm. With
Yeah.
a Sovereign Santa Fe.
Yep.
And I was in there, and then also had a show with the Gallery Zuger. So I'm in a gallery now, which is great.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we seen your
My hologram.
hologram. Yeah, hologram. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, it's out there, man.
Yeah,
Love.
man. Yeah, I walked by and I took some video of it. And I was like, "Oh, Dante's here," but it was early though. I don't know where you were.
Hey,
It's
it's
probably
too,
like, too early.
too early Indian market. Catch me in the afternoon.
How was that showing at in that, I guess, in that little part you guys were the what was that? Who put that on in that area?
Well, a guy named Gregario Gigante, Greg, great guy. He's a super supporter, and his project is the Sovereign project. It's
Oh, that was it.
they started in Taos, and he's just a huge promoter of native art, and he's just a good guy to be. His energy is just awesome. So I donated some work to him to help move the cause forward, and it was a group show, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time I showed my hologram, which is like new technology. It's like a lot of people really were like, what the hell is this thing? You know, like
Yeah.
they were amazing, you know? And that's just the first chapter, because I got a grant from Osage Foundation to do it, which was my first grant. I like, you just sat there in the pandemic to start doing stuff, shots on goal, you know? And boom, they sent me some cash. I got some deliverables, and I went up to Denver, did the video, I had it all in my mind, but then, you know, I kind of figured it out. And then some new some big sponsors, they saw it and they're like, oh my god. So it's going to be in a show next year with a museum, Mayak Indian Arts and Culture, up on Santa Fe Hill, and it's going to be right next to like Fritz Shoulder and TC Cannon. Like, it's the history, the evolution of native art, and it'll be like right at the end, you know. So it's because I've never seen anything like it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're the first. Like, I've never seen that. I remember when you posted it on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I seen it, but it's different when you see it in real life.
Yeah.
And it's like so cool because it was just like right there, and it was just a hologram. And that's you dancing, right? That's you.
That was the first test subject.
Okay. I didn't. Do you have more? Do you have more of them, or is that just the only one you got of you dancing?
That's the first one, but the overall concept is I'm gonna have more dancers. So my sister, she dances, and then my niece, and then my daughter, and then I'm gonna go to different tribes, like some of the Pueblo dances, maybe up in Inuit, Alaska, and then the different back east, you know, the woodland, and it'd be kind of cool. It's like this virtual powwow, as it were, and also one day I want to have there. You can get like 3 or 4 of them, and then you can make like a 10-foot tall hologram. And so you're going to a room, you'll see this giant, you know, like powwow, like a fancy dancer or something like that. It'd be awesome.
Dang. Oh man, I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be sweet.
It is.
So next year, I think in June or July. is when the show launches, and Tony
Wow.
is curating it. So, and big thanks to Tony.
Dang. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Find a way to check it out.
Well, if you're in Santa Fe, man, we'll touch base. We'll go up there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we'll be up there. So if
Okay.
everything goes as accordingly, so we'll be up there.
Cool.
How was your experience at IA?
Well, that was good. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in the right headspace to finish school at the time. I was there when we were in those trailers behind College of Santa Fe. And, you know, I learned some stuff, and it was great. I met a lot of great people. I wish I had been more organized. So I think I need the military, you know? So it was either that or jail. I don't know. So I'm lucky to be alive today.
Yeah.
But like that Forrest Gump thing, like, you know, I went in the military and it's just like a light bulb went off, and I went in before 9/11 too. So I was like, okay, I'll do my 4 years, I'll bounce, get my college. But then 9/11, and it turned into this whole thing, and just tour after tour after tour. And so in, you know, Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait. But it helped me keep myself organized, because I came back, I finished my master's degree. I'm going to sign up for a PhD program. And, you know, I really like helping Native communities. So I like that part of it. So cool. And I always love my time there, but I just wish I had, you know, been at the right mind space to like finish it.
Yeah, I went to IA too.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. I went in 07, and I stopped going around the spring of 2011.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't finish either.
You can always head on back. I'm an old school then, I guess. I was a 95 or something like that, and then 99 I went back for one more, like half a semester. Anyway, I love the whole concept, because like my mom went there, Earl went there, and all that. But you know, I just, maybe one day I'll go back, get something, you know.
That was cool though. It's a cool place to connect with a lot of people. Because growing up here, I didn't know there were that many tribes out. You know, like you hear about them, but you don't really see anybody. And when I got there, man, it was just a sea of different tribes, and just getting to know all these people. But I mean, it was a good place. It was growing at that time too.
Yeah.
They were we were in those casitas.
Okay.
I guess the old one, not the, what did you say, the trailers?
Yeah, the trailers behind College of Santa Fe. It was a total different campus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Off of Cerrillos and St. Mike's, I think.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
We were holding on. But it was good memories, I'll tell you that. But from what
Bro, yeah, that's some good memories going up there. But man, but yeah, we got there when it was growing. So we stayed in one semester in those casitas, and then the next semester we stayed in the new dorms they built.
Right on.
And I mean, it was just like, it was crazy. Like, I mean, it's an experience I'll never forget, you know. And I'm thankful for it.
For sure. It's good memories.
Hell yeah. And then you went, so dang, so you went straight to, you enlisted like right after 9/11.
Before 9/11.
Okay, so before 9/11, and then 9/11 happened. Like, what was that like?
It was crazy, because I was on a nuke base over in Italy, and I was painting at the time. Actually, I was like, oh, I'm in Italy, I'm gonna paint, you know, this is awesome. And went back, turned the radio on, and it was just chaos. And I was like, oh shit. And then the phones start going off, and like, it's ThreatCon Delta, and or like, I knew immediately. I was like, we're going in, because we're so close. So I was at the first wave that went in, and then after that, it was just nonstop. You know, I was in the, you know, crash fire rescue, so it was like, you know, base defense type of stuff. But we'd have to go out there, vehicle accidents, Humvees, helicopters that crash, and then missiles and all this whole thing. And all this crazy training. And it was like, okay, I was really good at it, actually. And then it just kept on going. Then Afghanistan, a couple tours there, and then Kuwait. And then it was just like all over the place. So I was just like, because they teach you to like just not give up, you know, like and you're not leaving anybody behind. So like, okay, I did my first tour, I'm done, let me tap out. You're like, no, I want to go back in there and we got to finish this thing. And we're like, okay, a couple more years, one more year, it's going to be over. And then I counted my days. I was like, I've been over here 3,000 days, like I was like, I got it. Like, I was like, I did my time.
Whoa. So I'm not good with math. How many years is that? 3,000 days.
Like, I think all told, like, I mean, I was 12 years overseas, but
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
I'd say I had like 8 years total, because then I was training stateside, Europe, traveling, R&R. But still, that was a lot of time. I was like, two election cycles, I'm still over there. I was like, man, I gotta get out of here. But I did a lot of writing when I was there, which was cool. I did a lot of like conceptualizing. I lived in a tent, the military tent, and I just sit there and I was like, start designing how my studio is going to be, start designing some fashion, as far as like what I would like to see for the couture. And then started doing a lot of poetry too. Writing really helps. I like that media. So I came back and then just, hit the ground running almost, and then almost lost myself to just PTSD, drinking a lot and all that. And then had a family, and it's kind of just got serious, because that was the new mission. My little 3-year-old daughter, my wife, and start getting, serious about life and, doing things, taking care of myself a little bit better. So I think I'm doing good. It just took me a while to get to this point.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Like seeing all that and being around that, and then you come back, and then I don't know from experience, but I've, heard the same thing. Like you come back and like, then what?
Yeah.
And then you got to deal with all the PTSD and all the things. And I mean, it's rough, man. It's really tough. But I'm glad you found your way, and I'm glad that, you realize that your family is everything. And I guess art would soothe you.
Yeah.
And
It was,
writing, everything would soothe you.
yeah, it's therapy, for me, it's
Yeah.
therapy. There's a lot of people that get into art like, oh, I want to be famous, and all this stuff. And it's like, good for them if it happens. But for me, I mean, it's literally like, if I don't create something every day or conceptualize or a drawing or something, I kind of get out of whack. So I need to like really focus on it. So it's very healing for me. And it's great that I had, so much feedback from people. They really like the designs, and I love you all for doing that, and there's more designs coming. But I mean, the core of it, it's like, I tell myself, I look through what I'm doing through a straw. My perspective is, because everybody, if they try to follow all these trends, oh, this is trendy. No, you gotta be your own trend, be your own style, and just be true to yourself. Like, because the art will come out all weird, or all the fashion will come out all like, it'll come out pretentious. It'll come out definitely like a copy if you try to like follow those trends. So I just stay true and just keep on every day rocking it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It shows too. Yeah. Yeah. In the fashion world, you got to be, you can't follow anything. And I've noticed that.
Yeah.
And like yours is very unique, the Sky Eagle. And I mean, it just shows too, because it gets so much love and attention, and everybody's sharing it, man. 3
Yeah.
million views, bro. Like that's amazing, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say, how long has Sky Eagle been in business?
About a year, a little over a year.
About a year.
And
And it's
so it, like,
doing.
it just blew up, And
Mm-hmm.
I like being a small business, and like you were talking about how you're just working on your podcast and getting it out there. Got to diversify. So Sky Eagle is just one of 10 brands that I'm going to launch.
Oh.
So I'm going after different markets, that type of thing. And my idea is, I do enjoy the boutique and the smaller creator, like, well, the shops, the one person who's like, oh, these are all the things. Well, with my background, I'm able to really look at it in a different light, where it's an actual brand, and I can do volume, and I can get the price point down, and I have the logistics, the supply chain, and the media machine that I created and all that. So that's Sky Eagle, and that's an advocacy. We're donating a lot and doing different projects. But like 8th Generation, for instance, I was selected as one of their artists up in Seattle, and they're taking on Pendleton. Like basically Pendleton is appropriating native culture and designs and making a dime off of all these artists. So I look at it like that, and one of my brands is going to be native cold weather gear, and that'll be and I'm going to take on like Patagonia, that type of thing, try to get some of their market share. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of like, and I watch a lot of Shark Tank, so that's the key now. Because there's that fashion designer on there, Dan John. He's like, you just got to keep it moving, because like one day, like it has to be fresh, has to be new. So if you keep on rehashing what works for you, it'll work for a while, but eventually the wheels will fall off. So it's a matter of just like, it's perfect for me because like as the creative director, I just designed the next 2 years, like I just sit there and I have just stacks of all these different dresses and skirts and couture and ready to wear and all that. I don't know. It's great. It's fun. It's like, I'm just kind of like, on this really interesting journey. So I'll see where it goes,
Yeah. Did you know you wanted to be a fashion designer, or did it kind of just come to you?
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into it. I always liked the, like the Flemish painters, like Bruegel, like this crazy, like hellish scenes. Because as Dante, Dante's Inferno, and I was kind of interested in that. But I started looking at like the Renaissance and what they were wearing, and then as a painter, I was like, I would like to, I could design something like that, like these outlandish couture pieces. So I always wanted to do it. I just never did it until the pandemic. And then I was like, well, I ain't going nowhere, so might as well do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. True. Very true.
It like, motivated me. So it was great.
Dang. And then I had another question.
It's all good.
Dang, it slipped my mind. Oh, I was gonna ask do you have like a favorite designer, like a fashion designer? Like, is there somebody like?
I would say, and I know this is out in left field, but DaVinci, mm-hmm. Leonardo, because he was a man of many talents, and some of his paintings were really amazing, how they're draped on the marble. But a lot of people don't know he was a fashion designer too. He did the Swiss Guard at the Vatican, their clothes that they wear. He designed those. Mm. So I was like, this guy's designing cannons. He's doing sculptures. So that's the main, like, historical. But like modern times, I'd have to say like Tom Ford. He's pretty awesome, and he was born in Santa Fe, so he grew up in Santa Fe. And I was always like, that's some good inspiration right there. He's got some great ideas, and he built a whole, house of fashion, and it's right out of Santa Fe. So I always like his work. But really, other than that, I'm a pretty straightforward kind of guy. Like I got a couple pair of jeans, and like I always laugh with my wife too. Like, like we like to watch, the Anthony Bourdain and the old, like, Rest of Soul and all that. But like he would always talk about like, oh, we're making this flambe, this really nice steak and all that. He's like, but in the back, we eat like just rice and cheese or something, something basic, because they just grind it out. So like I always joke about that. It's like, yeah, I'm a fashion designer, but like I just wear like just the rugged kind of, like this is how I am. I live out in the country too, so I got cowboy boots on, and it's cool. But like I don't foresee myself wearing anything beyond that,
Is that stuff hanging? Is it the tail and the belt? Did you make all that too?
Oh no. This is my I'm a straight dancer.
Yeah, straight dancer.
Yeah, that's my otter. That's my ribbons on it, military. And then that's my dance belt. I got all my fashions down at the shop. I just moved into this house. We bought a house out in El Prado in Taos, so stuff's everywhere. But I like hanging out by my Indian clothes.
How long have you been dancing?
Shoot, since I was like 5.
Really?
Little. Yeah. I love it. And it's I used to do some powwows because my grandpa would go to all the powwows in Oklahoma. So I'd help him out. He'd have a little, beadwork and trade and jewelries. But I just like we do a ceremony, the Alonchka, every June. And it's like a war dance. at first
Yeah, I've
sun.
been there.
Oh, right on. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a little hot, but it's good. It's a little detox in there. I like it.
Did you go this year?
No, I didn't.
No. When's the last
I
time you went?
before the pandemic
Oh,
is when
okay.
all three districts, and then I went overseas to Bali, and then came back, and the pandemic hit, and I was working on the Navajo, so it was all just crazy. And then the Martin Scorsese movie was being shot, so I got a little role in that one as the artist. I was painting and all that, and they flew me out. So by the time the dances, I was like, I don't have any more time for my work. I have a day job too, and I
Mhm.
was like, because I got my career goal, I got to stick to that. But I'm hoping next June. But heck, I work in healthcare, and I don't know. I got my daughter. As soon as she's vaccinated, I'll feel better. But she's still not. She's at that age. They haven't released that 6 month, like 3.5 years or whatever. So
Mhm.
as soon as I release that, I'll feel better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. So I might see you then.
Yeah. You
Yeah, at
going?
the dances. Do what?
You gonna plan on going down there?
Yeah, yeah. Watch. I don't have a outfit anymore. I outgrew it.
Uh, I feel you. I squeeze into mine somehow. I don't know. I gotta wait.
What do you have to do to like I'm not Osage
Yeah.
and my buddy was wanting to dance over there, but he's not Osage and he was asking me like what
Oh,
do you have to do to get in? And I was like, I don't know. Like I
oh,
have
you
to
just
ask.
and
Do
a
what?
secret. Oh no, I'm joking. No, you just got to know. Like, if you got a friend like me, and I could invite you, and then you could go out there and do the dance with us.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's by invitation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you know a Wazaj, say what's up.
All right, yeah. I'll let him know. Well, he'll be listening, so
On, man.
so
And if he's not
Charles.
there, I'll invite you in too. No problem.
Nice, nice. I'll squeeze into his outfit. Just kidding.
Yeah. I'll point out the whip man because he's the guy who goes the opposite direction and he whips everybody if they do something wrong. So just be
Mhm.
careful of that guy. Just dance around him. Keep going.
Have you ever been whipped by a whip man?
I'm pretty fast. He tried. I just
Really?
kept going, but he got me later on because he was my uncle. So
Oh.
he eventually caught up with her. Yeah, Uncle Van, if you're listening, I love you.
Now, what do they have to do to whip somebody? Like, I've never seen anything like. I don't know what they do. Like, I
Oh,
know there's a whip man, but I don't know. Like,
got the stick, like a beaded stick, and there's a little whip on it.
yeah,
I pop you real good.
they really pop people.
Yeah, it's usually the kids because
Oh,
like if acts a fool, like if the older ones act a fool, everybody jump on them. But yeah, it's usually the little kids if they're trying to act some kind of way.
oh, okay, yeah. I never seen like we've been going to those dances, but we've never seen them like the whip man like whip anybody. We see him like on the outskirts, but I
Yeah, it's
never
quick.
see him like.
It's usually when the little kids try to get too close to the drum, and the drummer will knock them with a stick, and then the whip man will get them back moving. Basically,
Oh,
like herding cattle, because you know how little kids are. They just kind of
yeah.
think they're all something.
Dang, I'll have to keep an eye out. Yeah, I never noticed that, but I'll keep an eye out. But
Nice.
it's cool, man. It's cool. It's a cool sight to see, man. All those straight dancers,
Yeah,
all in that arena, man. Just
I love it.
in the heat 2 times a day, right?
Yeah, you gotta get it. Last time I did all three districts, but I couldn't knock it all 3 days. But maybe next time I get in there because it's ceremonial. It feels good. Kind of get in there and good medicine and when you're done, you're exhausted, but it's that kind of good exhaustion. And you're like, I feel good. Your heart's strong. So I love it hearing those old songs.
Good food, by
Yeah,
the way,
yeah. I'll knock out some meat pies and fry bread.
bro. I love that meat gravy.
Meat gravy is where it's
That meat
at.
gravy y'all make, man. Oh,
Well,
that's dope
dang.
though. Do what?
Well, I said now I'm hungry.
That's dope though, man. You've done all three districts. My dad's gonna want to do that, but he's gotten older now, so I don't think he can do it.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine how you would feel.
Oh, I was in shape back then. That was after like my fourth tour, so I was all ready to roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This time I got a plan for that one. Make the circuit.
Yeah, that's cool though. And you said you're gonna be in the Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah,
That's
I think I got
cool.
that thing. And then a couple of my bros, and they got actually like full on parts. And then mine was I was the Osage artist, which was cool. I was like, I am the Osage artist. I'm sure a couple other ones out there will be like, no, but I'll be like, look in the credit says Osage artist Dante. Yeah. So I'll let them remind them of that. But yeah, I was painting a picture, and then I did all the research for them about the time period for the easel, the paint, the canvas, and then put all that together. And then met Uncle Marty, as we call him now. We adopted him, Scorsese. He's really cool. And my sister, she was on there. She's one of the art directors. And then I met DiCaprio. De Niro was like literally right next to my shoulder, and the camera was on. I was like, and then they're trying to paint. And I'm like, they're like, slow down. I was like, I can't. I got to finish my work. You know. I was like, you hurry up.
I know, right?
I could tell Marty Scorsese that. I was like, I'll slow down. You're good. So it was fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope they do the story right. I hope it's not just like this white crusade savior thing, and that they actually tell the story right. But I think they did. They did it right. They talked to everybody. And then I think they're going to be doing one more scene, but I don't know. Have to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like a big dance or something like that. That's what I was hearing. So I might be out dancing earlier than June. No.
Possibly, yeah.
I'm gonna go shirtless though. No. I'm gonna go
Hair down, shirtless.
Let it roll.
Dang. How long were you down when you filmed?
I was down there. It was like 3 days of filming, but I was out. I took a week off, so it was nice to see family and all that. It was during pandemic, so everything was all like, test this, hang out over here, and I was in like the VIP trailer side. So I had my own little trailer and all that, and I was like, right on, like treat everybody right. Met some good people, so we'll see how it goes.
Were you in Fairfax or Pasco?
I was out of Fairfax,
Okay.
at the church scene.
Okay.
Yeah, and they rebuilt that church, so I was sitting there, and it was cool, really awesome experience.
What'd you think of the set? Like, didn't they bring like a bunch of dirt for the ground for the road?
Yeah, they redid that whole thing. They made Fairfax and Pawhuska and all the set designers, and it was cool. My sister was, she was in there with an art director, so she got to like hang out with all the set makers and the process, and she was giving input on, different things, and it was cool. Like they totally made it like exactly like that. So, and then everybody was in their clothes, and they wanted me to dress up like Monet or something like that, and I had this jacket, but my big boy, they couldn't fit in there, so they had to find like another thing, I was like, I don't know, Monet was kind of a little guy. So, it was cool though.
Yeah, I was wanting to put in for something for that movie, but like I'm a big dude, and people back then were really small, and it wouldn't have worked out because they were like, I looked at the sizes for things, and they're like, oh, you need to be like a 38, 36 pants and down. Like, shoot, man, I'm a 44. Like,
you should have gone for it, man. They had all sorts of sizes and people and all that.
dang
because
it.
people may have been small then, but Osages weren't. There were still some big old tanks running around,
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I was like, Osages like were big, like tall, big dudes, and
yeah. So we had a few on set like that. But yeah, look forward to that one. And then I'm actually somehow I got into like filmmaking. I'm with this collective up in Canada, Babawadan, and I was in a little short film that they did, and then I did a singular piece that's coming out in January, and it's pretty cool. And what the piece that we did before that, it got accepted into the Santa Fe Film Festival, so I'll be doing the film festival circuit,
Dang.
It's
Bro,
pretty
you're in
cool.
everything, man.
And then just say yes to projects, and just keep on. They just kept falling out of the sky, and I was like, all
What?
right, I'll do it.
It's yeah. It's so cool though because you started with your art, and I mean, look where it's like leading. Like, look where it's like taking you,
Oh, right.
and the movies and the filmmaking. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's just like taking you like all over. And like you said earlier, it's like, you never stopped, you never gave up, you kept doing it, and it wasn't for this. You
Right.
kept doing it just because like it was therapy and you
Yeah.
loved it. You love to do it. And that's what I love to hear, man. Like I love hearing like these stories about just people loving what they do, and like this, it's proof, man. It's proof that if you keep doing it for the right reasons and you just be yourself, be you, man, like anything is possible. It's just a matter of like just like don't sit around and be like, oh man, I wish this would happen. Like, no, like just do it, and like things will like just come into your life, like come into your lap, like you're saying.
It's true. And don't wait on anybody, because you're the only one that's going to do it. So every day you wake up and knock out one progressive project, one step in the process. Because it's one of those ones, if you're like, oh, I'll get to it in the spring, it's like, nah, like ain't nobody coming to help you. So you got to take care of your own business.
That is so true, man. Because I always want to start this like a long time ago,
Yeah.
and I was just waiting on my friend, and I was always dependent on somebody like a crutch. Like I
Yeah.
wanted somebody to just be there with me, and I was so afraid to just like be myself. I always wanted to be something else, somebody else, but and I was like, man, screw this, man. I bought all this stuff. I need to use it. I need to do something. And
Yeah.
and I just started reaching out to creatives like actors, filmmakers, artists, and shoot, man, everybody's been like just showing nothing but love and encouragement and just coming on and telling their story. and
Totally,
and
man.
you're right, man. Like you have to do it. Like you have to like not wait on nobody. You have to do it, and it's all on you. Like it's never gonna happen if you don't start.
Exactly.
And like it's so cool like to hear you're in filmmaking. I was gonna ask you too, like have
Mm,
you ever thought of getting into filmmaking and
I'm in it.
and you're
I didn't even know it, but I'm in it. So yeah, man, like there's another like drama coming up, and I might be involved with that. And maybe I'd like to write some, do some smaller little documentaries. Those are fun. But yeah, it's cool because the social media, like TikTok, like they're like little mini movies, right? And
Mhm.
each one like this little vignette. So like I have fun doing it, like if it wasn't fun, I wouldn't be doing it. Yeah, they're like these little mini movies, and if you can tell a story in 15 seconds, get the hook, kind of get the image, get the outcome, and be like, ooh, what is that? Like it's fun, and sometimes like there's a couple duds in there, but like whatever. Because
Mhm.
then I remember when I first started posting, I was like, all right, I got 10 people liked it. I'm kicking butt right now, you know. And now it's like every once in a while we'll get a post. Like the other day we had one like 30,000 views, just like boom, just like all crazy. And it's like you don't know, like it's this algorithm or whatever, but I enjoy having fun with it, like mixing up the music and kind of light, do the photo shoots and all that. So it's just got to push content in this day and age, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that's hard. Yeah, that's what you got to do now. Be on social media, just pushing out content, and it's hard, man. It's especially if you're like you're by yourself, like you have to manage all of this stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to keep up with it, but you got to remember to do it. And
Uh-huh.
this new age you're in, man, like at first it was what YouTube and Facebook and
Yeah.
Instagram, and now it's like TikTok. Like TikTok's the main thing to have.
Big one. I like to try to like make some content between Thursday and Sunday, and I like to take Monday off, like
Yeah.
after work. But it's nice to consistently just keep on pushing content, creating content, and then trying different things like different combos. Because the one post you may think that you don't like, it'd probably be the one that's going to blow up. You
True. True. The one you delete, it's gonna blow up.
and it's kind of like fishing. You just throw it out there because like some of these projects that I've been on, people are like, oh yeah, I saw this one post, and I'm like, oh, I remember that post. And then they're like, then it kind of, that's the network. It starts kind of like intermingling, and they're like, well, would you be interested in this? And it's and a lot of people are coming out of the woodworks too. And I'm like, now I got to kind of keep an eye on, like, what do you need? I kind of like, I like to be like collaborative, but a couple times I've been like, I was like, I don't know if I support, but it's just flexible. I like to say yes. I like to support, but as we grow, it's one of those ones got to kind of keep one eye open,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many followers you got now on TikTok?
We hit 16,000.
Ooh.
That was a nice one. And then we were like, cool, we hit 16. Then we got another 300 in a day. So it was like, just starts blowing up. I don't know. It was like down at Indian Market, we were at 5,000. And then when Indian Market was done, we were at like 12,000.
Whoa.
Like, something happened. We were just posting at the right time, the new collection. I was like, man, I'm just gonna start making posts at Meow Wolf, and then it just like went crazy.
Whoa.
Phone was on fire.
Yeah. Blowing up. That phone is blowing up.
It was. I'm like, as they say, man. So it's cool. And I just gotta remind myself, stay humble. Some people get big heads in the art world, and I'm like, dude, I don't roll like that, because I grew up around the biggest of the big, those who made Southwest art. The Tony Abetas, the Earl Biss, the whole crew, Kevin Red Star, and all them. So it's like, stay humble. Like Tony, he's a really good guy, and some of the artists, I don't know, they just get a little bit too focused on who they are, and they forget about what we're doing. So I always tell myself, be humble. Doesn't matter who I meet. I met Martin Scorsese, high five. It's like a good guy. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
And if they're gonna be, assholes, then I'll treat them like that too. Because I came from a whole military world, and I dealt with some of the biggest egos on the planet. I can handle it, and I can give as much as they take.
Yeah. 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 I hate seeing people like, they get a little bit of something going and man, they lose that humbleness. And I mean, it just changes them, man. It's like, no, don't like, like, stop. It's not the way to do it. Like, just stay cool, stay like, I don't know. Like, I just can't be around that either. Like, and I got to remember that too, because I never get like big headed, but I used to back in like New Mexico, because I was training to fight. I wanted to be in the UFC so bad. I wanted to represent natives like in the fight world. And man, I kept getting hurt though. But when you're training and stuff and you're meeting like all these people, like you become sort of like you have this cockiness on you. And like, since this stuff, like like not the average person can do anything to you, because you're training with all these professionals and like, and I was so young too. Like I was just like really stupid and just cocky and just real. I had a big mouth, but I luckily I went through that phase, and I know now, growing older and becoming wiser, that it's not about that. It's about a movement. It's about bringing a community together. It's about letting people know who Dante is, and yeah, staying humble and just reaching out to everybody, and just like you said, like hoping everybody stays humble. I mean, and hungry. You got to stay hungry.
Keep it going, man. I love it. But,
Man.
hey, knock it out.
What about hats? You ever think about making hats or anything?
Yeah, maybe one day I'll have to figure out. I got some designs, but maybe hat bands. I've been kind of doing that.
Ooh.
And then I got invited to an erotica show, like a native erotica show. And so I'm gonna see how that's gonna go. I don't know if we're in yet, but it's still in this discussion. So I'm gonna have these beaded crops and whip.
Really?
I don't know. It's still kind of in the concept, but yeah, really.
That's dope. Native erotica. Where's that at? Where would that be at if everything goes to plan?
Sounds like it's gonna be down in Santa Fe.
Oh, okay.
Some other designers, but fashion world, they move, especially fashion world on Indian time, man. It's like slow. Like I'm like military precision. Let's get it. It's either it's on or it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a bunch of other projects, so I'm launching another 400 dresses here soon and skirts with Sky Eagle, and so I got a plan for all that because it's a lot of logistics and all that.
Mm-hmm. Dang. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you before I forget. Have you thought about photography?
Yeah, I've always liked it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The moving image is where it's moving towards, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hologram is where it's moving towards.
Yes.
Like kind of like installation photography. So I take photos all the time, every day. I'm taking different things, different ideas, that type of thing. But yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's so cool, man. Yeah, man, I can't wait to be out in Santa Fe and
Yeah.
see more. Do you think it'll be in the same place at Sovereign or?
Probably. And then I'll have a gallery show, and then I think I'll have a booth this time. So I'll have
Okay.
spots, and then just kind of float around. I'm here. But the gallery went really well with Gallery Zuger. There's off of that, I did a project with PBS in New Mexico, and they did a whole spotlight on me, and it came from that. You know, it's just one thing to the next one. So I'll be down there, man. So we'll hang up, go up to the tower, a margarita or something like that.
Ooh, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Cadillac margarita, my favorite.
I just had a triple strawberry margarita over the weekend.
Roll right on.
And that was really good. I highly recommend that. We got any new drops coming soon, or anything you want to let the people know about? And tell where to follow you, your social and all that.
Sure. I got a couple more collections. We've had like 10 drops this year, which we're killing it. So next spring I have a whole bunch of new dresses coming out, and then we have our shop in Taos. Signed the lease for that, and it's downtown in the historic district next to the Taos Inn, and that's going to have my fine art, my paintings. It's also going to have my first brand, which is Sky Eagle. We'll have some different designs in there, but that's where I'm going to launch out my other brands as well. The El Prado collection and Taos Outdoor. So yeah, on my socials, I'm on TikTok, Sky Eagle collection, Instagram. Got a couple accounts on Instagram, and then Facebook. We got a couple pages as well, and then we just network throughout all of those. So yeah, definitely reach out, and thank you for this.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming on, man. Thank you so much for making time. I know you're a busy man, and everybody go follow Dante. Go keep up with everything he's doing. Hit up his stores if you're in Taos. This man is a legend in the making. Has his hands in everything. But for real, for real though, man, he's a great dude, man. Great man, and go follow him. Go keep up with him. And if you're in Santa Fe, look for him. If you're not following Okie Podcast, please do that. Available on all platforms, and I'm on Instagram at Okie Podcast, one word, and Russellmus49. My personal on Facebook is Russell Sun Eagle. Okie Podcast is on Facebook as well. And yeah, go check out the website, www.okiepodcast.com. All right, everybody. Till next time. Peace.
Later.